What is poppin', y'all? It's the man Clawboy Bales. Welcome to another episode of Wisco Sports Weekly Wednesday Predictions. We are to week 11, finally getting ourselves in the double digits, and more so the second half of the season. Obviously, things are starting to look good, and I feel like we're gonna actually have some competition this year because every team this year is really trying to fight for a spot. It's clear who but there's a lot of teams right in the middle that are really not as bad as we think. But a lot can really happen. I mean, you don't really know what to say. But anyways, if you like what you see, subscribe below, comment with your thoughts, and let's get down to business. First off, Thursday Night Football. The Washington Commanders take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, all right. We get to see Jaden Daniels in action against Jalen Hurts. This is obviously, right now, I would say Washington and Philadelphia are pretty much the two teams that are pretty much vying for the division at this point. The Giants suck. The Cowboys pretty much, I think their season's over. I can't really sit there and say that with Dak Prescott being out for the season, there's really not much to sit there and say. It's going to be Washington and Philadelphia really trying to go for the spots. But I feel like Washington is such a young team right now. In Philadelphia, it's going to be I feel like it's just going to be one of those hard games for Jaden Daniels. And with that being said, I'm going to take the Eagles to beat the Washington Commanders. I think maybe next time they get them, but obviously I think this is like the first time they face them. I feel like Philly right now should win the division. I feel like right now they are the better team, but Washington's young and they are going to get better for sure. Next up, Green Bay Packers at Chicago Bears. The big OG rivalry. Green Bay just came off their bye week. Obviously, Jordan Love, is he going to be at least himself? Hopefully this was a good week of rest that he got. Now he'll likely be back to practicing. But it's going to be a tough test in Chicago. And I'm not saying, oh, wait, what are you talking about? Chicago, look at Chicago the last 2 weeks. Look at how bad they played. Yeah, I get it. They just fired their offensive coordinator. They're already veterans that are literally demanding Caleb Williams be benched. I don't know. Everything's a disaster. And this is literally the makings of a trap game since Green Bay does have to face San Francisco. In my original schedule, I said that Chicago was going to beat us once this year. Now, I don't know I feel like this is the makings of a trap game, but as of right now, I am going to say that the Packers do beat the Bears. I think they will. If it's going to be one of those ugly games, but I just feel like Green Bay will just get out of it. Next up, Jacksonville Jaguars at Detroit Lions. I guess Jacksonville is going to continue going with Mac Jones, but at this point, I don't really feel like Detroit is the best team in all of football this year. This won't even be a contest. I'm taking Detroit. Next up, Minnesota at Tennessee. I guess Minnesota literally has been getting all the easy games, even despite almost losing to Jacksonville last week, but they should beat a team as bad as Tennessee is. So, I can't not take the Vikings here. Next up, Las Vegas Raiders at Miami Dolphins. Miami with a promising win. They never win on primetime, but they went into Los Angeles and beat the Rams in primetime. Good job by the Dolphins. Maybe this is the resurgence, and because there's obviously teams that are really trying to get themselves in position. This could a win against the Vegas Raiders could do so. I'm going to take the Dolphins. Next up, Los Angeles Rams at the New England Patriots. I think the Rams will start to win some more games. Even though New England, I feel like, can actually be a better team than I think. I just don't see it this week. And I'm going to take the Los Angeles Rams. And by the way, the teams on bye, I did not say that. New York Giants, Arizona Cardinals, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Carolina Panthers. I didn't mention that. So they do not play all this week. All right. Cleveland Browns at New Orleans Saints. I guess New Orleans did get a win without their head coach, but I don't know if it's going to last long. But Cleveland, it doesn't matter. I think Cleveland's just such a joke this year. I don't know. I don't really feel like they're going to ever really get on their page. Right now, their division's just too good. I actually think the Saints are going to win here. Next up, Indianapolis Colts at New York Jets. Indianapolis Colts decided to go back to Anthony Richardson. The Jets got embarrassed by the Cardinals. Aaron Rodgers is completely washed. This is not how you're supposed to go out in your career. It's just the Jets are just so literally they were supposed to be the Sunday night football game and they got flexed out of it. I mean, but I don't blame that because look at that is one of the worst matchups I've ever seen. I guess I'm going to take the Jets because Anthony Richardson's awful and I don't really think there's ever going to be a solidified quarterback change at all. Next up, Baltimore at Pittsburgh, round one. That's going to be a tight one. Pittsburgh is this is the best I've seen their offense in a while. I mean, Russell Wilson, I actually think does make a difference. But here, I think a close game. I'm going to take Baltimore. I think Baltimore will still beat the Steelers, but it will be a lot closer of a game. Atlanta at Denver. Shockingly, I'm going with the Broncos. I mean, I'm not really believing that there's a team out of the South that's really threatening. I think Atlanta can win some games, but is Atlanta that dominant? I don't know. I think Denver almost being able to beat the Chiefs last week, they almost did it, but they blocked the field goal, and that was crazy. But I think Denver is a lot better than people think. I'm going to go with Denver. Seattle at San Francisco. Seattle is just one of those teams I'm on the bubble with. Are they good? Are they not good? But their division is such in a deadlock right now. I don't even know where they'll be. I guess I'll take the 49ers. Maybe the 49ers will start to look a lot better this year. I don't know. Next up, Kansas City Chiefs at Buffalo Bills. When I looked at the Kansas City Chiefs schedule, I just thought it was a cakewalk. Their defense was going to be able to get them wins. It's just crazy how Kansas City keeps coming through with wins. But I think this is the only game that I can say that someone has a chance to defeat Kansas City in the regular season. Looking at their easy pick-pack schedule, the Buffalo Bills, I think, will beat the Kansas City Chiefs. I look at it and I think they'll go. It's a home game for them. I think they will beat the Chiefs. Sunday Night Football. Cincinnati Bengals at Los Angeles Chargers. Between the two, it's a really tough one. I want to say Cincinnati because I know Joe Burrow has been playing so great as of lately, despite losing. I guess, but I feel like I'm going to go with the team that has the better defense, and that's the Chargers. I don't know what it is, why I'm taking them, but that's how I feel. And then Monday Night Football, the battle of the Texas teams. The Houston Texans at the Dallas Cowboys. Pretty much they're likely going with Cooper Rush, or they might even give Trey Lance a shot. But this is a chance for both of these guys to really maybe be like, oh, maybe we're not as bad, but they look so bad against Philadelphia. Honestly, I don't even know if they'll even win a game this season. Houston, despite CJ Stroud struggling this season, between the two, I'm going to have to go with the Houston Texans. I don't know why, but that's how I feel. So if you like what you see, subscribe below, comment with your thoughts, and as always, we will see you next time.